So how was your week? How was your week? Guys, Alina, how was your week?
It was good. Tomorrow we won't go to school because
Do you usually have school on Saturdays?
Yes.
Really? Oh, see, here in America we don't. Just school from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No Saturday. Wow, okay. All right, what holiday is it?
We celebrate birth or father or maybe boyfriend with holiday. Different father. It's my holiday.
The father, sorry, who's father?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Cool. Okay, guys. So I thought that, okay, we're going to begin with talking about a little bit more statistics. We have one slide with statistics. And then we're going to talk about driving. And I've got some funny stereotypes about driving. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's start with the statistics. Let's see. Everybody read. Anton, please begin.
Use instant messaging for things they wouldn't say in person.
72% say they use text messages to let someone out on a date, and 13% use it to break up.
1 in 10 teens say they spend 3 or more hours instant messaging each day, and 70% estimated they send more than 100.
What do 43% of teens use instant messaging for? So instant messaging would be like on the computer chatting, or maybe on your phone. Maybe SMS, maybe Yahoo Messenger, or something like that, GChat. So, Anton, what do 43% of the teens use instant messaging for?
Instant messaging.
Say again. To me, what is instant messaging?
On Russian?
Yeah.
Message.
Okay. So 43% say they use it for things they wouldn't say in person. Things they wouldn't say in person. What sorts of things do you think these would be? Like, what's an example of something that you wouldn't say in person?
Messaging in the chat, in the internet.
Yeah, but what wouldn't you say in person? Okay, in person,
on your phone.
In person. Things. On your phone, or maybe chatting on Facebook on your phone. So what is an example of something that you would text to someone or chat to someone, but you would not say it in person? In person.
Examples. Examples for.
An example.
Maybe letters.
Maybe. Letters, maybe. Alina, what do you think? What's an example?
I ask my classmates. I ask homework to my classmates in Facebook or contact.
But do you guys understand that it says 43% use instant messaging for things that they would not say in person? So things that they would not say to each other in person. So for example, I would say maybe a good example could be a boy saying to a girl, for example, "You looked very pretty today." Carson, do you want down? No, honey. Stop, give me a second here. So it might be a guy saying to a girl, "You looked very pretty today," or that's an example. Or a girl saying to a guy, "You looked very handsome today." Because maybe they thought it when they saw each other, but they would not say it face to face. Face to face. Carson, Jonah, stop that. Come here. Yeah, and so 22%. 22%, what do they use it for? Christina. Carson, come here. Come here. Quiet. Christina, what do 22% of people say they use text messaging for?
I don't know.
To ask someone out on a date? Do you see, guys? To ask someone out on a date. Как это перевести? Ask someone out on a date. Кто знает?
I don't know.
On a date, на свидание. Спросить, если кто-то хочет ходить на свидание с тобой, right? Идти на свидание, так. To ask someone out on a date. 22% say they use it to ask someone out on a date. And 13%, Alina, what do 13% use it for?
What person?
13?
Use it to break up, это расставаться, да?
Yes. 22% to ask someone on a date, 13% to break up. And 1 in 10 teens, Anton, 1 in 10 teens, how many hours a day does 1 in 10 teenagers spend text messaging?
One in 10.
1 in 10. So 1 teenager out of every 10 teenagers. How many hours a day?
3 or more hours.
Yep, 3 or more. And Christina, what about 17% of teenagers?
I send more than so I messages daily.
Yeah, an IM, so it could be an SMS, something like that. So they send more than 100 of them a day. So I'm curious about you guys. Why do you use instant messaging or text messaging, whatever you do more? So I want to know, first of all, actually, what type of instant messaging do you use every day? Do you use Facebook chat? Do you use like Yahoo Messenger? Do you use Skype? Do you use, of course you use text messaging. So what type, Christina, what type of instant messaging do you use every day?
You can quickly reach people there. I spend on instant messaging chat about 7 hours a day. As many of my friends in other cities.
Yeah. So what type of instant messaging do you use? Какой тип? What type?
SMS and contact.
Yeah. And why do you use it? Like, what do you talk about for example? What's the most typical thing that you talk about when you instant message your friends? A general topic, you know?
Use instant messages is very convenient. I talk about everything.
Everything. So maybe what happened in the day, maybe news, interesting things that happened to you.
I talk about education, interesting plans, maybe study.
Yeah, maybe studies. So Alina, what about you? You mentioned that you ask about homework. So how do you ask about homework, for example? Do you use Contact You? Do you use text
Yes,
messaging?
I use Contact because now I'm studying a new class and I don't have numbers of the phone, and I use Contact. And at night, sometimes I and my friends communicate in Contact. We talk about different interesting things, or maybe what happened with us.
Yeah, what happened with you? So how many hours a day do you think you do this?
Maybe 2 or 3 hours. It depends from person who I communicate.
It depends on who you're talking to. Yeah, depends on who I'm talking to. Good. So Anton, what about you? What types of instant messaging do you use?
I use Contact and my cell phone.
And how many?
I ask about homework, about news or stuff.
Or just maybe small talk. Oops. Or just to chat about the day, to chat about your day. So how many hours a day do you spend doing this?
Half an hour.
Half an hour? Yeah. Yeah, I'd say, at least in my case, for example, I mostly only use text messages, like SMS. But otherwise, I don't use Facebook chatting. I don't use other types of chatting. But I'll just talk to friends. Sometimes I ask about homework. Sometimes I ask about tests or quizzes, things like that. But I also do that every day. I don't know how many hours a day I spend doing that. I'm not sure about that. Teens and driving. Teens and driving. So guys, how old do you have to be to get your driver's license? Driver's license? Как это перевести? Driver's license.
What?
What? Водительные права? Yeah. Sorry, Anton, I didn't hear it. Я не слышала. Driver's license. Yeah. So how old do you have to be to get your driver's license in America?
21.
What?
21?
No, not 21. What did you say, Christina?
16.
16. Yes. 16. Very young. Very young. What about in Russia? How old do you have to be to get your driver's license in Russia?
We issue 18.
And what do you have to do to get your driver's license? Do you have to take a test on paper? Do you have to take a test or do you have to drive in the car with someone?
First, we have tests, and after the have practice.
Yeah. Here it's the same. So here you have to take, we call them driver's ed classes. Driver's ed classes. So ed is short for, it's сокращение for education, right? Driver's education classes. You have a test to take on paper, and then you have to take a driving exam. A driving exam where you have an adult in the car with you, driving, telling you drive here, drive there, do this, do that, and then you can get your license. Yeah. So I'm curious, do you think, what do you guys think? Is 16 a good age to get your driver's license or not?
Maybe good because when you in 16 you go to school, and in America you can drive to school, but we should go. We should walk to school.
Yeah. Or take the school bus. We have school buses here too. We have buses that also take kids to school. What do you think, Anton? Is 16 a good age to get your driver's license or not?
I think 18 is better than 16.
Yeah, why do you think that?
I think it's early.
Yeah.
Very early.
Yeah. I also think so. So when I was 16, I thought this was wonderful. I thought it was great. But most accidents, avaria, most accidents are caused by underage drivers in America. Most accidents are caused by underage drivers. Underage means less than 18 years of age. That's what underage means. So people under 18. Most accidents are caused by underage drivers. Does everybody understand this? Christina, do you understand the sentence that I wrote in the chat?
Перевести?
Yeah, please.
Что большинство аварий связано с несовершеннолетними детьми, подростками.
Yeah, but are caused, it's not necessarily связано с, but it's like close. Happen, случится из-за. Happen because of, so to cause, to happen because of. So yeah, so I kind of agree with Anton. That's my opinion. But when I was 16, I thought this was wonderful. I thought it was great. Oh, I can drive. I can have my driver's license. I can be независимая, independent.
Do you have a driver license?
Yeah, I drive. Here it's very, very popular because in America, our system of public transportation, it's okay in some cities, but some towns, some small towns or small cities don't have much public transportation. So, you know, like trains, buses, we don't, or like the rail, we call something a rail. A rail would be like a tramway, would be like a rail. So some places public transportation is not the best in America. So many, many people drive. Yeah. Christina, what do you think? Do you think 16 is a good age, or do you agree with Anton that 18 is better?
I think drive a car at 16 years is good. The ability to drive a car teaches independence and responsibility, and it helps to reduce the time to travel. I think good to drive a car does not depend on the age of the driver, and from his responsibility.
Yeah. So, Christina, what do you think about the next question? Do you think teenagers are good drivers? Why or why not?
I think teenagers a good drive because they are more interested in this and they are harder studies.
Yeah, so they study harder, you think. Okay. And Anton, what do you think? Do you agree with Christina?
No. I think that many teenagers are crazy. they think that they should drive in this age.
They're crazy drivers?
And drinking and drive.
Texting and driving, sending SMS messages and driving. Oh, it's so typical here, sending SMSs and driving. It's horrible, horrible, horrible.
And make up, drive and
putting on makeup and driving. Doing your eye makeup, putting your lipstick on, and then driving the car. Yeah, that's interesting. Elena, what about you?
I think not all interage drivers are good because some young drivers, they can quickly drive, or maybe they forget about rules, and it's very dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah. So they drive fast or disobey traffic rules, for example. To drive fast, на высокой скорости, right?
Yeah.
To drive fast, to disobey traffic rules, not to pay attention to the signs on the road, stop or go. Yeah, I'd maybe agree with that. Okay, who do you think, in your opinion, causes more car accidents, adults or teenagers?
Okay.
That's okay. Christina, what do you think? Who do you think causes more car accidents, adults or teenagers, and why?
I think this may be both the child and adult because it depends on who both studies. That's all.
And what do you think, Alina? Who do you think causes more accidents, adults or teenagers?
I think more car accidents are adults.
Why is that?
Sometimes adults can drive when they drink alcohol, or maybe a lot of adults car at night. And for example, when you drive at night and winter, it's very dangerous.
Yeah. Also, but underage drinking, so drinking alcohol, teenagers do it a lot too. Here, teenagers in America, there's a lot of underage drinking in America by teenagers. And then so they also sometimes, a lot of the time actually, drive their cars when they've been drinking. So that's also a big thing. Or smoking marijuana. Smoking marijuana and driving. Or texting and driving, for example. This drives me crazy. I hate to see people texting and driving. I hate it. It drives me crazy. Because it causes so many accidents here. It's awful. Anton, what about you? You got to answer this question for us, Anton. Who do you think causes more car accidents? And why?
I think that teenagers have more car accidents.
And why is that?
They crazy. I think they driving fast and drinking in the car, texting and making up.
True. Okay, guys. Risky behaviors. So, высокий риск. Поведение высокого риска. Risky behaviors and solutions. Решения. Solutions. So I want everybody, let's each give me one. What is one, Christina, what is one risky behavior of teens driving?
I have not thought of.
Okay, for example, Christina, what is the girl doing in the picture? What is the girl doing in the picture?
Girl in the picture, lipstick.
Yeah, she's putting on lipstick. So we could say a risky behavior is putting, oh, not yellow, I don't want yellow. Let's do red. Putting on makeup while driving. Видно, да, или нет?
Yes.
Okay. Putting on makeup while driving. And Alina, what's one solution to this problem? Putting on makeup while driving.
What's problem when she putting on makeup?
What is the problem if she's putting on makeup when she's driving? She's driving
when she putting on makeup, she don't.
I would say she doesn't pay attention to the road. Or
Yes.
she's not focused on the road. She isn't focusing on the road. Oops, road. Or she isn't paying attention to the road. Yeah, so what... Неправильно написала road. Два раза. Блин. Okay, anyway. What is one solution? Solution, решение, right? So, Alina, what's the solution? So, if it's a problem putting on makeup while driving, what is the solution?
Maybe she should put it on makeup in home, or maybe she should stop her car and do makeup.
Exactly. Put on makeup at home or stop the car to do makeup. Anton, what's another risky behavior? And why is it risky? One risky behavior and why is it risky?
Maybe texting.
Texting and driving. And why is it risky? Why is it dangerous? Do you understand? Risky and dangerous, Apasana?
What? Smoking
Why?
Smoking while driving.
Well, that's another one. So that's another one, but we'll write it. But I want you to tell me, why is texting and driving dangerous?
Oh. Because one hand texting, one hand driving. But when you in the car, you should use both of hands.
Your hands. Exactly. Good. Very good answer. Christina, and what is the solution to texting and driving?
Stop the car. Go out and have a smoke.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and then to go out. Okay, so smoking and driving. To smoke. Smoke when you aren't driving. Smoke when you aren't driving, when you're doing something. So stop a car to send a text message, or maybe send a message before you get into the car, right? There we go. I think you can see it now. So stop the car to send a text message, send a message before you get in the car. And then to Anton's other problem with smoking and driving, and Christina said smoke when you aren't driving. Smoke when you aren't driving. Christina, what is another risky behavior?
Talk on the phone, dialing that when the car goes.
Talking on the phone while driving. And why is it dangerous?
What?
Why is it dangerous, Christina? Dangerous opasna, right?
You can crash into a car.
You can crash into another car because you're not paying attention, right? Another one here that I said, my example here was not wearing a seatbelt. A seatbelt. This is a seatbelt. A seatbelt. Not wearing a seatbelt. And we say buckle up. To buckle your seatbelt is when you buckle the seatbelt that way. When you actually put the seatbelt on, it means to buckle up. So my example was not wearing a seatbelt. It's dangerous because if you get into an accident, if you crash your car, you could fly out of the car, right, and hit something because you're not restrained in your seatbelt. And then my solution, I said, was always put on a seatbelt when you get in the car. In fact, here in America, and it depends, it depends on the state, but it is a law. It is a law that you must wear your seatbelt. In many states, it is a law that you must wear your seat belt. And they say there's like a Poslovica, for example, click it or ticket. Click it or ticket. You see what I wrote in the chat? So they say click your seatbelt, buckle up, click your seatbelt, buckle up, значит put on your seatbelt, or get a ticket. Get a ticket from a police officer. The police officer can stop you, and he'd say, you aren't wearing your seatbelt. I'm writing you a ticket. You have to pay $150 because you aren't wearing your seatbelt, for example. So is this, Alina, is this a law in Russia that you must wear your seatbelt?
Yes.
Oh, it is?
What?
Is it a law that you must wear your seatbelt?
Yes, so our drivers should... Seatbelts вот эти, да?
Yeah. Seatbelt.
They should wear seatbelt.
And so what happens if you don't wear your seatbelt?
They cost... подождите. Платить это же кост?
Pay a fine.
Pay fine.
Yeah, so a police officer can give you a ticket, and you must pay a fine. Fine is the Straf, right? Okay, could anybody think of any other risky behaviors? What are some other risky behaviors?
My mom like take off if she hot in the car. She like Sunny, help me. She you were
Yeah. So we'd say dressing or undressing in the car.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous because,
and
like you said,
I must take the road.
Take the wheel. The wheel.
I help her.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Yeah, and it's dangerous because, like you said, with texting and driving, you need both hands to drive the car. You have to have both your hands on the wheel, and when you're dressing or undressing or you're taking something off, then you can't pay attention to driving. So, Anton, what's a solution to this, dressing or undressing in the car?
Dressing at home.
Dressing at home or undressing at home? Yeah, I'd agree. That's funny. Can anybody think of any other ones? Do you guys, do your parents do anything or anything like risky behaviors when they're driving? For example, like Anton said, his mother might take her jacket off or something. What about you, Alina? What other risky behaviors does your family do?
My mother is not driving, but my father is a good driver, but sometimes he has... Сейчас скажу, подождите. Кто там было? Fast?
Oh, like a speeding ticket, or sometimes he drives fast?
Yes, he drives fast.
Sometimes he drives fast. Does he ever give a speeding ticket?
No, I don't know, because I drive with him on the weekends.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I'd say with my mother, she sometimes drives fast. And sometimes she's answering the phone when she's driving, and she's not paying attention. And I say, get off your phone and just drive. You're going to get in an accident. Yeah. So that's interesting. Let's go to the next one. Okay, let's see here. Everybody gets to tell me about... Okay, Alina, you tell me about the first picture here. You get to tell me about this picture. And Anton, you get to tell me about this picture. And Christina, you tell me about this picture. Okay? And Christina, I'm going to write you in the chat because this is like Ebonics. In Christina's picture, it's like slang. Yo, значит, what's up? Или hey, yo. Bro is сокращение for brother. Hey, bro.
We say that too.
What?
We say that too. Yo,
yeah.
bro.
Yo, bro. Let me is slang or a сокращение for let me. Позволить меня, for example, let me. Holla at you later. Holla means like, it's like African Americanski slang. Let me holla at you later. Holla at you later, like, значит, I will talk to you later. Let me holla at you later. Later. Чуть-чуть попозже. Let me talk to you a little bit later. I'm getting pulled over. When you get pulled over, to get pulled over means that a police officer stops your car. To get pulled over means that a police officer stops your car. Okay, so Christina, what's happening in this? What's happening in your picture?
The man in the photo on the phone. I think he was limited spend and can ever become overtake other cars that can lead to an accident. Police ask to stop the car.
So maybe he was driving too fast. Maybe he was driving too fast, and the police officer pulls him over. The police officer pulls him over. And what does he say to his friend on the phone? What's another way you can say this? What he says on the phone. Как это сказать проще? What he's saying on the phone.
I don't know.
So, yo bro, what does that mean? Or maybe Anton, you can help us. Anton, Hey brother. And
let me call you later.
Let me talk to you later. A police officer is stopping my car, for example. It's not typical to say. We always say to get pulled over. I'm getting pulled over. He got pulled over. A police officer is pulling me over. We always say getting pulled over, and it means a police officer stops your car. Okay, so Alina, what about yours?
Okay. The man, he looked like a businessman, and he and he talks on the phone, and maybe he drives very fast, and he didn't. А как сказать, что он не справился с управлением?
I'm not sure. I would say he loses control of the car. He loses
control of the car, and he falls on maybe 11.
Or he drives over a cliff.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a cliff. This thing here, we call this a cliff. So he drives over a cliff, and what does he say?
I have to hang up now. I'm collecting.
Yeah. So to hang up is like положить трубку. To hang up. Yeah. Yeah, I have to hang up the phone. I'm crashing. Okay, and Anton, yours? Come here, honey.
Man talking on the phone while police trying to stop him.
What? And how else do you say this? A police officer is trying to
get pulled over.
Yeah, a police officer is trying to pull him over. A police officer is trying to pull him over. And what does he say to the police officer?
Can you see I'm on the phone?
Yeah. Can't you see I'm on the phone? Do you mind? It means like it's очень грубо это сказать. Do you mind? Or это говорить, do you mind? Значит, ты что? Like, ты что делаешь? Я занят. You know? Do you mind? Do you mind? And how do you translate? Can't you see I'm on the phone? How do you translate this?
Что, не видишь, что ли, я на телефоне говорю?
Yeah. Exactly. And then Anton, what's going on here in this picture?
Oh, it's Shiva.
Did you say Shiva? Yep.
She making up.
She's putting on her makeup. We see she's it looks like,
hands.
yeah, she's brushing her hair. She's talking on the phone. She's driving. She's putting on lipstick. She's putting on eyeliner, or she's doing mascara, and she's adjusting her mirror. All at the same time. All at the same time. And then we have stereotyping about driving. Stereotyping about driving. These, I want you to guess. I want you to догадаться, right? To guess what the stereotypes are. Какие стереотипы? Не думайте. The картинки. Number 1, for example. Who knows number 1? What's the stereotype?
Driver is grandma and she has problem with her and she has bad vision.
She's got bad visions. She's got bad vision. So what's the stereotype?
She can not see maybe some как сказать, знаете?
She can't. Peripheral vision. She has no peripheral vision. Peripheral vision, it is what's going on the side of you. This is your peripheral vision. You see out of the corner of your eye what's happening here. Your peripheral vision. So maybe she has no peripheral vision. The stereotype would be old people are bad drivers. Old people are bad drivers. That's the stereotype. Stereotype number 1. Old people are bad drivers. Do you guys agree with this?
Yeah.
Yes? Why is that, Anton?
Not all driving, but many.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, for example, my grandmother who is 91, my grandmother is 91 years old, and she still drives.
Oh.
And she drives like very, very, very slow. Very slow, and she has no peripheral vision. No peripheral vision. And she cannot drive at night because she can't see. It's it's horrible. It's horrible. Yeah. So that's an example there. Christina, do you agree that old people are bad drivers?
my grandmother does not know how to drive, but the grandmother, my friends, drive perfectly. Others, it's 60 years.
Oh, yeah. 60 years, that's all?
Yes.
They're very young. Молодые. Молодой. A young grandparent, for example. Yeah. I personally think many old people are bad drivers because I'm driving my car, and then somebody's going very, very slow, or they're not paying attention to what they're doing. They're driving on both sides of the road. They're here and then they're there, and I bet that's a grandmother. I think that's a grandmother. And I look, and surely enough, it's an old person driving a car. And I'm like, oh. So I don't like being behind an old person in the car. Like, I don't like having to drive behind an old person in the car. It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. Okay, this next stereotype. Anton, where is this person from?
From China.
China. Uh-huh.
But is it age of SSSR?
Is it what? Yeah, this is just supposed to be a symbol for communism. They wanted to show that this person was from China, and they needed to show a symbol of, like, communism, so they put that there. So he's saying, I have to explain this. This is funny because he's saying good luck, other drivers, because for people from China, Asians, по-английски очень трудно им говорить буква L. So вместо L они говорят R. So вместо good luck, good luck. Например. Good luck, other drivers, дорогие водители, right? So good luck, other drivers, I am driving, for example. So what is the stereotype here? What is the stereotype here?
Of car.
So, but for example, this stereotype was old people are bad drivers. So what's this stereotype? Who is a bad driver? Chinese, yeah, Chinese or Asians in general. Asians are bad drivers. That's another stereotype in America. In America, our stereotype is Asians are bad drivers. They drive too fast. No, it's just because it's like, have you seen the movie Fast and Furious? Have you seen the movie Fast and Furious with Vin Diesel? The Kino Fast and Furious with Vin Diesel and Paul Rudd. Josh, I'll share my screen, for example. Share my desktop. I'll give you an example here. Fast and Furious. This movie here. Like here. Do you know this movie? Do you guys know this? No? It's about street racing. It's about street racing. What, Anton? Sorry?
Translate.
Okay. Yeah, this isn't working. The internet's being slow. So we think it's like they're driving a race. It's like they're racing. It's like they're street racing.
I watch it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So it's like we say Asians are bad drivers because either they don't pay attention to the road, or they drive like they are street racing in Tokyo. Like they're street racing, and they've got the cars with the fire on the side, or maybe with the nitrous oxide, the cars that go really, really fast, right? Okay, and Anton, who do you think, in America, who drives this car? Who do you think? What type of person? What?
Hippie?
I didn't hear.
Hippie.
A hippie? No. No, not a hippie. Do you think a white person, an African American, a Mexican? Who drives this car?
Is it Russian black?
No.
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 Probably racer.
Yeah, you'll have to write it in the chat for me. A racer?
Benchmark. No. Frame.
Пишите to the chat.
I don't know. Person who spoke foreign. Spoke to foreign.
Huh. No, I don't know.
No.
Oh, a gangster? Gangster?
Probably.
Gangsta. Yeah, so, yeah, we could say a gangster drives this car. We'd say maybe Mexicans or African Americans. African Americans or Mexicans. We call this type of car like a low rider. This type of car, we call it a low rider. And have you seen in the rap videos, in the rap music videos where these cars bounce?
Yes.
Have you seen it? Yeah. Yeah. So we could say gangsters drive this car. Okay, guys. Well, we're going to continue with this next week, but I want you to... Я хочу, чтобы вы будете смотреть вот этот video на YouTube. It's about texting and driving. And I want you to tell me afterward, what were your impressions, какие впечатления. And so just отвечайте на вот эти вопросы. Смотрите и ответите на вопросы. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Goodbye. See you.
Goodbye.
Yeah, bye guys. See ya.
No. Carly, can you